Today, we become legends.
This is the hidden lore of Smite's items. Asi in Hindu mythology is said to be the first weapon ever created. The supreme deity Brahma created Asi to help the gods in their battle against the demons. The storm god Rudra used the sword to defeat the demons and reaffirm his rule over the world. Hydra's lament. Not a specific weapon, but a reference to the Greco-Roman Hydra, a beast usually depicted with 9 heads that regrow unless all are cut off in quick succession. This beast was slain by Hercules in his second labor. Hide of the Nemean lion. On the topic of Hercules, hide of the Nemean lion is also a reference to him. The Nemean lion was a supernatural beast whose hide was supposedly impervious to all weapons. As his first labor, Hercules slew the Nemean lion by strangling it with his bare hands and afterwards wore its hide. Prydwen. Prydwen was King Arthur's legendary shield, adorned with the image of the Virgin Mary that was said to shatter any weapon that laid a blow on it, while causing no damage to the shield itself. The creation of the magical elements of Prydwen are attributed to Merlin's magics. Arendite. Arendite was Lancelot's sword and said to be a symbol of his unmatched battle prowess and honor. Like many Arthurian artifacts, it was said to be imbued with magical power and enchantments, possibly via a blessing from Lancelot's protector, the Lady of the Lake. Failnot. The legendary bow wielded by Sir Tristan from horseback, Failnot was said to never miss its target no matter the range or skill of its wielder. Your ADC in ranked needs this. Staff of Myrddin. Not a specific weapon like the other Arthurian artifacts, Myrddin was a Welsh god of poetry and prophecy, and Merlin was heavily inspired by Myrddin to the point where their names are sometimes used interchangeably. In Smite's case, the Staff of Myrddin is basically Merlin's staff. Kinsais. Kinsais are not a specific weapon as far as I could tell, but are likely a reference to the Qin dynasty of China and the Chinese Sai weapon. Jotun's Wrath. Again, not a specific weapon, but it is a reference to the Jotuns, giants in Norse mythology who once stole Thor's hammer Mjolnir. He then dressed up as Freya to pretend to marry a Jotun and retrieve Mjolnir. This shows the power Jotuns held if even the mighty Thor could not take back his hammer by force from them. Phalanx. Also not a specific item, but a reference to the military formation of the same name first popularized in ancient Greece, where soldiers would stand shoulder to shoulder wielding pikes or spears in one hand and a shield in the other while pressing forward. The item of course takes flavor from this as it enhances nearby minions as if you were their battle commander. Cyclopean Ring. Once again, not a specific item, but likely a reference to the Cyclops from Greek mythology, strong one-eyed giants who helped Zeus defeat the Titans. This is referenced by the one eye on the front of the ring in-game. Telkine's Ring. A reference to the Telkines, 4 mysterious sea magicians with the heads of dogs and fish fins for hands. Their magic is said to have created Poseidon's trident and Cronus' scythe. Angered by their flippant use of magic, Zeus cast the Telkines into Tartarus, the Greek hell where the Titans reside after their defeat at the hands of the Olympians. Book of Thoth. As you may have guessed, the Book of Thoth is a tome supposedly written by Thoth himself that holds the secrets of the heavens and the earth, and indeed the gods themselves. It is said that in reading just the first page, the wielder will know the secrets of heaven and earth as well as the tongue of animals. And reading the second page grants knowledge of the sun and stars as well as the gods themselves. Rod of Tahuti. Much like the Staff of Myrddin, Rod of Tahuti is not a specific mythological artifact, but Tahuti is just another name for Thoth in Egyptian mythology, so this item is just Thoth's staff, essentially. Polynomicon. Interestingly, Polynomicon is entirely made up by Smite, but of course uses the suffix nomicon, which generally means forbidden magical knowledge is contained within this book, such as the Necronomicon from Lovecraftian mythology, which now exists as an item in Smite 2. The exact translation of Polynomicon basically means the Book of Many Laws. Chronos Pendant. Again, not a specific artifact, but just a magical pendant named after Chronos, the Keeper of Time, which of course fits with its gameplay design as a high CDR item. Charon's Coin. A well-known one, but still worth covering. Charon is the ferryman of the dead that takes mortal souls across the river Styx to their judgment, where it will be decided if they go to the fields of Asphodel, where mortals of no notable achievements or morals reside, the fields of Elysium, where gods, demigods, and mortals of great achievement or moral fortitude reside, or to Tartarus, where the Titans reside alongside mortals who led a particularly bad life with moral failings. To be ferried across the river Styx, one must pay Charon's toll, and so Greek bodies were often buried with a gold coin on their tongue so they could pay the ferryman and receive safe passage to the afterlife. Odysseus' bow. Odysseus was a Greek hero famed for his intellect and cunning, as well as his archery. He was given an exceedingly large bow that only he could draw and fire. When Odysseus left for Greece to fight in the Trojan War, he left the bow behind, and when he returned, he used the bow to prove his identity, as none had been able to shoot it since he left. Ikevol. Not a specific mythological object in any way, actually. You might find information on the internet loosely connecting it to Norse mythology, but from what I could find, the name Ikevol was basically created by the Fire Emblem series and never existed before that point. I just thought that was interesting. Masamune. So this item no longer exists in Smite as its effect was reworked into the sledge, which itself was removed in the year 10 update. But I thought it was worth including as it does have a cool history. Masamune was a legendary blacksmith in medieval Japan, famed for his creation of blades with superior beauty and quality, somewhat akin to Damascus steel. So great were his works that his sword came to bear his name in addition to the regular name of the sword. For example, the Honjo Masamune or the Daikoku Masamune. Quite fitting considering multiple players could wield a Masamune at once in Smite. Stone of Gaia. The Stone of Gaia is not a specific artifact but is a reference to Gaia, Terra's Greek equivalent and the goddess of earth and mother of all life. Gauntlet of Thebes. Once again, not a specific artifact but a reference to either the Greek city of Thebes, birthplace of Hercules, or the Egyptian city of Thebes. It's not clear which one or both was the inspiration for this item, but it is more likely to be Greek given the ancient Egyptian name for Thebes was actually Waset. Quick lightning round for the earring tree. Fae-blessed hoops is a reference to the Fae, essentially a magical fairy-like creature of the forest. Sphinx baubles references the Sphinx, a beast with the head of a woman, the haunches of a lion, and the wings of a bird. Manticore spikes references manticores, which are similar to Sphinx with the body of a lion and a human head. Maticoras is a manticore. And finally, griffin wing earrings references griffins, yet another half-lion creature, but this time mixed with an eagle. Rod of Asclepius, the staff of the Greek healing god Asclepius with a snake wrapped around it. Asclepius was a demigod, son of Apollo, who mastered the arts of healing and bringing mortals back from the dead. Fearing that Asclepius would make all men immortal and defying the god's power, Zeus struck down Asclepius with a lightning bolt. Caduceus Club. Caduceus was a staff entwined by two snakes, similar to Rod of Asclepius, and was wielded by Mercury. It was said to be a sign of peace if someone approached wielding a Caduceus staff. Sekhmet's Scepter. Sekhmet is Bastet's sister in Egyptian mythology, and the two are very closely associated with each other to the point that they are sometimes depicted as one and the same, but they are in fact different goddesses. Bastet is much more associated with protection and pleasure, while Sekhmet is much more associated with war, plague, and, like the item, healing. Bancroft's Talons. So this one is not actually a mythology reference at all, but for some reason I always thought Bancroft must be some kind of Greek monster or something. That is in fact not the case whatsoever, and this item is more likely a reference to Dalton Bancroft, one of the main characters in a previous high-res game, Global Agenda. Typhon's Fang. Typhon's Fang, however, is a reference to a Greek monster. Typhon is the son of Gaia and is described as a 100-headed dragon. Typhon took part in the War of the Titans versus the Olympians, and as such was cast into Tartarus by Zeus when the Olympians triumphed alongside other titans like Atlas. And finally, Anchile. Anchile is a legendary shield that fell from the heavens in ancient Rome. It was said that as long as Rome held the shield, it would conquer and rule the world. The current emperor of Rome, Numa Pompilius, ordered that 11 copies of Anchile be made to confuse thieves as they would not be able to distinguish the original. The now 12 shields were said to be guarded by a body of 12 priests at all times due to the shield's importance. But that's the lore of all named Smite items I could find. There are of course more items than this, but stuff like Deathbringer, Soul Gem, Stone of Binding, etc. don't have any direct mythological ties and are just generically named. If I did miss any specifically named items though, do let me know down in the comments with an explanation of what they are in mythology, and I'll heart your comments so others can see. Catch you guys in another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.